Matteo from the management. I'm a model agent and I work in the men's board. And here you can see the booking table where all the agents work and have their computer. Here we have the men's department with my adorable colleague Livia and the director of the board, Max Festari, which is an icon in this world. One of the best, for sure. Then we have Fanny from the art department. She's in charge of all our stuff, digital stuffs, Instagrams, and all that kind of things. And then here we have the women department.
Yeah.
Marco and Sofia, which is the head booker. And here we have the celebrity board. You know, the management has a very strong celebrity team. And we have Azzurra and Alessandra, that now is not here. She's in a call, for sure. And that's it. Then we have the...
Hi, Danny. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your schedule to meet with us today.
Hello.
So, first of all, could you guys introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Livia. I'm a booker here at the management group from Men Division. I work here since almost 4 years, but already been in this industry before since almost 8 years or something like that. And we, on our team, there are 3 of us. There is our head booker, which is Max, and then me and Matteo. It's all the 3 of us that handle all the men's division of the management.
Hello, I'm Matteo. Very happy to be here speaking with you. And I work here since 3 years, and I work in the men division as Livia. And I came from a totally different environment. In reality, I don't came from fashion or things like that, but it's been very nice these 3 years, and I've learned a lot, and I love this job, so it's very nice to be here.
How would you describe your job if someone asks you, what do you do?
It's easy. I mean, what we do, it will always can change. Basically, we answer to what's happening day by day. So we answer to the email, to the calls, and the clients ask us for some packages, proposal of model for the shooting, runway, editorial. So our job mostly is suggesting some ideas and then work 300 degrees around everything from arranging all the trip, flights, hotel, taking care of everything that the model can need, and try to work all together between the different option or job that the model can have. So it's mostly logistic kind of work, but can change every day. So we have to work on the image of the model, and then I always try to be to manage everything that can happen, all the something that can come through, all the problems. We have to be problem solving all the time. Mostly something like that, but you never can get bored in this job. Okay, so yeah,
A
lot of things can happen. Yeah.
So you basically manage models.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you deal with the very young guys, so you are also kind of psychologist or school teacher sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to teach guys and don't know how to take a plane, how to go there, how to reach a location to shoot, and things like that. But so it can change a lot during the day, you know, from logistic, then speaking to the guys, to the models that are very young. So you're kind of.
What would you say is your youngest model that you guys have right now?
16.
Yeah, they're very young. They go to school, so it's.
Okay. So today's interview, we would like to focus on industry trends, model development, and of course your experience working with different brands. So let's start.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
This was just I guess. Sure. Okay, so let's start with your daily routine. So, what does a typical work day look like for you?
So we just open the computer, look at the emails, We receive many phone calls. We try to answer to everything. And then also we work in really big connection with all the agency in Europe because we represent the model in our country, in Italy. And all the models always have other agency, like in France, in England, whatever, that manage their career over there. So we have to always be connected because there are many things that can come up, and the communication is really important. So we basically talk a lot and try to find out what's best for the model, how to arrange everything, or we take care of the image. We work on the pictures, we develop the book of the model, take some polas just to present them in the best way to the clients.
What do you think is the most challenging part of agency work?
Well, sometimes the most challenging thing is just try to schedule everything in the correct order and try to make it happen. Some shootings which are a little bit maybe difficult for them from flight models or things like that. Sometimes can be a little bit stressful because all the clients are can be sometimes a little bit rude or I don't know, just heavy. so that can be maybe the worst part of the job, but usually it's if you like it, it's not like that kind of struggle.
How do you tackle, like as you said, like sometimes the clients can be a little too
because it looks like everything is urgent, you know,
Exactly.
like life of death or something similar. But we have to understand what are the priorities. So that's the most important thing. So then work on a schedule and step by step manage everything that we have to do.
Okay, so next question. The management group started as an agency representing a lot of top models and celebrity, and later expanded to multiple divisions. So how have these developments shaped the company's identity and value in the industry?
Yeah, well, we are very well known because, as you said before, we born as a top celebrity management agency. So we try to keep our standard very high, and we are used to manage and to relate to this kind of people that are very, very famous or top models. So we try to do our best and to communicate with them and deal with them and manage their career. So this gives the standard of the agency. But then we opened the men division, the women division. So, but we try to keep our standard very high also on that kind of board and divisions.
Yeah.
But for sure, we are very well known for our celebrities and for the work that David Brown, the owner of the agency, did in the 80s and in the 90s. And so this gave a shape to our company.
And also we are an independent agency, so it's not a network. So we can keep a board that is not too extended. So we try to make a really tight selection and not to bring in models that can have internal competition. We always try to find to the right look to everything like it can be really can respect our standard that we always try to keep it high as possible.
So you guys already have an idea. You guys really try to keep that same.
Yeah.
That must be so difficult.
Sometimes.
We receive many applications day by day, and we always have to try to exactly see through everything. Yeah.
Because nowadays I feel like everyone wants to be a model.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you manage that?
Yes, this is one of the parts maybe also a little bit difficult, you know, because when you say no to a girl or to a guy that is proposing himself, you know, it's a little bit tough if you are a human. So you don't want to hurt their feelings as a human beings and also as a person. So it's a little bit tough, but you try to be as gentle as possible, and every agency do their selection and pick up what is best for the agency, but also for the guy, because if you take everyone, maybe then if they don't work, they do nothing, then you are like eluding them. Maybe they can lose some time also, focusing on modeling besides doing their life, hoping for some debut or something great. But you know, you have to do the right choices also for them, not only for our
also because
company,
the competition it's really high.
Yeah.
There are many agencies, not just in Milan, but a lot of agencies like from everywhere they book jobs here. So there are many models, and clients always ask for new faces. So it's really hard to keep track of that, because every time you see maybe new boys or girls that they just want to do more, but it's really difficult, because if you see like huge lines at the casting, and they maybe can get upset. So our job is also pushing them, like giving the hope, because maybe you need to be patient. Like jobs cannot come right after you do a casting. Takes some time, but then we try to work what's best for them and try to find a strategy.
And if you're not right to modeling, we try to be as gentle as possible and just say maybe you can take other paths in your life. But modeling maybe is not.
It's not maybe for everyone.
I feel like that's
it's difficult
sometimes
because you're
when
judging
you have
also a person by his aspects, his physical aspects. So it's kind of tough, you know. But I think you can do it if you stay humble, if you stay gentle, if you stay like nice. You can do it. Also, to avoid them to lose time or hoping for something that will never come. So it's.
So building on that, I would love to talk about how the agency works with a lot of models on long-term level. So when like new models join the group, how do you help them find their market positioning, and what factors make them memorable or distinctive?
Yeah, it depends on every model. I mean, everyone has a different image, so they cannot work well for all the clients. So what we try to do is to find the best opportunities for them. Okay, we according on which is the look, maybe we try to propose them to the right clients, and we don't accept all the jobs. We try to keep also a good level, okay? So try also to don't accept everything that arrives, and we explain this to the models, because it's important for their career to keep a good image and do the right jobs.
Also, I don't know, basing on their physical aspect, but only on their looks or on their values, and they can represent some brands and others no. So, as she said, on their looks, but also on how they express themselves, that it can be helpful to place them with the right clients, you know, to push them with the right clients. They can embrace the brand and they can represent it in the correct way, and also feel good doing it.
So how do you when new models come, of course, you guys would audition. You guys have an audition or something?
We do simple casting. We just talk a little bit with the model, because it's not important just the look, but also the attitude, the way they present himself. And we take measurements, we see them walk, and we take some digits also, because we want to see how they look in front of the camera, okay?
And we chat also a bit to understand them, what they think, what they like,
Also, it's important sometimes some specific skills, because it can happen that the client they ask for, don't know, maybe people that can be artists, or they can play music instruments, they like a dancer, actor, whatever.
Sports.
Yeah, exactly. So everything in addition can be important. That can say that that model has something more, something different from like anyone else. Can be a plus for him.
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
It's like a plus.
Yeah, exactly.
And also to listen to their stories, because when a person has a story behind him, it's more interesting also for the client, to propose to the client with his personality, his look, his history, everything.
Yeah, in the past years, clients were looking also for models with many followers on the social, like Instagram, TikTok. But we have noticed in the past couple of years that this is becoming always less and less important. And that's actually good, we think, because it's not just how many followers you have on Instagram that can determine how good you are. That's not what we want to represent.
So, yeah, we were talking about like social media. In this era of social media, like, you know, people always believe that modeling is like a fast money career. Do you think it's like from inside? Is it really true?
Yeah, it's kind of true. It's for sure you make a lot of money and you make it fast, but it's not like always like that, and it's not that easy, especially to stay at the top level and make a lot of money. So you have to be patient. You have to always have a plan B. Study is also very important for these young guys, because you never know. Today you can model, tomorrow maybe clients are bored and they choose other person. As she said before, the competition is very high. There are a lot of models. So you can have a lot of money today, but tomorrow who knows? And if you spend all this money in a life like an actor or a football player, going out and spending money on cars, on things like that, maybe tomorrow you are broke. So it's kind of true, but we try to teach to our models that you have to use your mind, you have to administrate your money in a good way, you have to invest if you have the possibility, and things like that, because you never know. You make a lot of money today, but tomorrow, who knows?
We always suggest them to have a plan B, to keep studying, to be interested also in something else, because I mean, it's really difficult to have a career in these days. So maybe you can do a season that you go really well, you do a lot of jobs and shows or something like that, and then the next season you don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Always can change. I mean, so it's better to try not to like waste your time, your money. So always stay focused.
And also you can ruin your life also, spending a lot of money or entering in some bad circles. So it's better to stay awake and you know that you are getting a lot of money, but use it in a good way and understand that you are what the value of the money and in general the value of life. So it's very important. We try to teach this to our boys. Then everyone is different, but for sure you have to keep attention, keep an eye open about all this money that is coming like boom from one day to another.
Yeah, you can understand, and maybe also for like some models that come from a place where they don't have nothing. They arrive here and they can see how easy it is for them to get money.
Yeah.
We can imagine that can be like overwhelming maybe sometimes.
In this case, it's very similar to a sport, maybe, where you do a lot of money from nothing, but you know, if you waste it at 30, 35, the career is over, and then you never studied, you have nothing, so what you do? So we try to always teach it to our guys. Also, you know, modeling opens you a lot of doors in the fashion industry, but not only in the production side. So if you meet a lot of people, you know them, try to also create some bond with other people. You never know. Today you are modeling, tomorrow you are an agent. Today you are modeling, tomorrow you are a producer. So this is the best things to do. And also if you have money, you can invest it in this.
Yeah, they are so lucky because they can know many people. they have the chance to travel a lot.
Exactly.
So they can take advantage also of that to connect with
Exactly.
everyone, because you can never know what can happen in the
For
future.
me, this is the most
Mhm.
important thing
Yeah.
that comes from modeling, besides money. That
Mm,
of
mm,
course,
mm.
of course, we need money, but you can have a lot of other things modeling.
So, like from an agency's perspective, how does a model's income actually work? Like, is it like according to the bookings that they make, or like how does it work, like an income? Like, from us looking outside. So like,
Is, they don't have like a salary that like the normal job that they take every month.
Regularly,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So depending the job they do, they like the agency keep a percentage of the income. Because we take care of the representation, like also there are maybe, some expenses that we do sometimes that can happen, but mostly for like especially our agency, we work well in this kind of job that we call direct booking, which means that the client cover all the expenses, so they just decide to book a model, and they pay also for flights, hotel, anything that is involved. And then after, then depends. So like not all the jobs have the same rate. Rate means like how much the job is paid. It's because it depends on the usages, depends on what kind of job is. Also the level of the model. They can have there's some models that are more established that can work for a higher rate instead of like new faces that they've just started their career and they work for a little bit lower rate or something like that. So it's always can change according case by case also.
Yeah, and our job is also to take the best rate that is possible.
Yeah, we try to push
as an agent,
as much
exactly.
as we can.
Try to push as much as you can for the
Yeah.
guy and obviously for the company. Yeah.
how
Mhm.
many
It's
are you
50-50.
managing right now?
How
Like,
many?
How many people are there? Do you guys divide it between yourself?
We
No,
divide
no.
clients,
Yeah,
not the
we-
models, but some agencies divided the models.
Yes.
This is everyone choose how they want to work, but we decided to we manage every model, but we just take care of some
Yeah.
clients.
We have
So just
around
share.
400 models in the
In our
men's board.
there are more than 400 models
more or
at the
less.
moment. Yeah,
We keep some models in town, but not so many, because maybe they're just they live here because they're born here, or maybe they
Someone who
sometimes they travel. But we usually don't bring many models in town, also because now the casting are disappearing. Everything is happening online. So our job is always behind the computer. Maybe the models don't see what's behind. They don't even receive the casting. They just get confirmed directly to the job. It's because we have sent before video, Polaroids, and all the
and
possible
chatting,
material.
chatting with the client,
Yes.
pushing for someone, for another one. But castings,
Mm-mm.
physical castings, are almost disappearing. So
Yeah.
it's not worth to keep the models in town a lot of time, because they'll waste a lot of time and money. So
Mostly.
that's our policy.
So now let's look at the industry
Mhm.
aspect. So Milan is of course known for the hub for luxury fashion. In your opinion, compared to Paris or New York, what makes Milan's model market unique?
That's a little bit difficult because
Yeah,
we
well,
are losing actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you compare to Paris, for
Yeah.
sure. But we are lucky because in Italy there are a lot of luxury and top brands.
Yes.
So that things brings to Italy and Milan in particular some focus. So it's I think that the fact that in Italy the fashion industry is at a high level. So in general this brings Milan in a nice spot between Paris,
Especially Milan.
because Paris is similar. Also in France they have a lot of great brands. and New York, which is a little bit different.
New York maybe is more commercial.
Yes, but we have a classic fashion image in Italy, you know, this helps a lot for sure,
More
the industry.
high fashion.
Yeah.
So do you, like, what do you think right now? There are a lot of, everyone's, even Asian market, we have a lot of agencies. What is like the surprising place you found, like new agent popping up? Like,
Interesting question. Well, from where? Well, you know, as now in the modern fashion industry, thank you. There is a lot of diversity, so for me it's normal that comes pop up like an agency from Norway to South Africa. Now India also is pushing a lot, for example, Vietnam, places like that. Probably they weren't in the fashion map some years ago, but now every place you can scout and you can find someone, sorry, unique. And so I'm not surprised by anything because it's very. I think it's very interesting to meet people, agency from all over the world and models from all over the world. So they scout almost everywhere now.
In the past, it was more like classic beauty.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming always more diverse, which is great because you can see models from everywhere, all unique, specific, different look. They can cover all the market as well.
Africa is growing a lot, for example. We receive a lot of requests from Africa, new African agencies that they open like, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
For example, the market there is growing a lot. They have thousands of guys that are very, very interesting. So they are all over the world.
What do you guys think about the shift in beauty standards? Like before, a long time ago, we had specific beauty standards.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we see in runways, there's like, it's totally different.
Yeah, luckily it's
Yeah,
more
it's more
fluid.
edgy, more particular.
Yeah. Does that make your jobs more difficult, you would say?
Sometimes.
It's more challenging, but actually I prefer. I'm more into the editorial edgy look. I prefer that one.
Yeah, me too. And so this brings to the table a lot of different things, different people, different places. So it's more interesting in my humble opinion. So it's I think that this is a good thing.
Then always depends on the client because we still have the more commercial and classic clients. But we have also the new realities that are coming. Also, they always try to search for something different, and that's really challenging as well. Yeah.
This question, I think everyone would want to know the answer to this question. Okay, that is, we see a lot of influencers walking runways.
Yes.
So, you can be honest.
I will.
Honestly. Do you see that as a competition or compliment to professional models?
So we have noticed like if the models go more in the influencer side, they lose on the modeling part. Because now the clients, they just maybe prefer to ask them to attend the show instead of walking the show. It's a different market, and honestly, I'm not really into. I think that maybe just a trend for now, but it's not something that will last.
Yes, we are in connection with a lot of agencies or single agent that manage the model's career, but only on social media.
Yeah.
So we
take care of the modeling part, and then they do.
Some agencies maybe open a division or something like that, but we are keeping it very old school. So we manage models for talents, maybe sometimes, but we work well with some of these agents that manage their career on the digital side, on the social media side. For sure, sometimes it can be like challenging between models and influencers, but as she said, I don't think it will last a lot. Also because influencers, they don't bring too much at the table apart from visibility or things like that, but they are not too much into the brand or too much into the fashion world. They just stay there, they show things, but they are not very, they don't know a lot about that. So they bring a lot of people like them, but this will not last. It's just a moment. You are there just to be there to show people that you are there. Models do another kind of thing.
What about influencers walking the runway, like Lakme fashion?
It happened.
Not Lakme, I think L'Oreal. L'Oreal had few influencers walking their runway. Right?
Yeah.
See, it is amazing to see people like normal people doing. But do you think that could be a competition now? Like, do you think like influencers walking?
Sometimes, but if they take an influencer, they take maybe one or two in the show. So can be for sure, because instead of other two models, there are two influencers. So for that two models, it brings competition. But speaking generally, I don't see it like a competition. Also because they have their spot on the social media where they take the real money, because maybe to work a show they take less money than doing some two posts on Instagram. So I don't think they are very interested in doing it. They are doing it because only for the visibility. So I don't think that will last a lot. Or we will see thousands of influencers working in the shows. We will see them maybe aside, seeing the show, but no, I think it's.
I also feel like a lot of influencers walk and like they are there just for their brand.
Yeah, exactly. They do their brands, they try to.
Like I believe Kylie Jenner used to did work for Balmain or something. Like there are a lot of influencers who work nowadays.
Yeah, the super top influencer, they can arrive there. It's a huge world of the influence. Now there are a lot of influencers, so like the models, the competition is high also on their side. So maybe the top super influencer can work in the shows, but not everyone, I think. And also the brands now are just like, yeah, it's good to have influencers that speak about us and gave us some visibility, but they are not too much into the fashion history, so or super passionate about that brand or that situation, so they don't bring too much to the table for them, apart from followers and, as I said, visibility. But they prefer to keep people that are passionate about what they do and about the brand. I think my opinion. So it's changing also a little bit. So maybe.
And also, I think instead if you're thinking about like the shooting, the post that an influencer can do, also like you can see what we lose in terms of aesthetic and creativity, because just a simple post that you do on Instagram, if you compare to what can be like a proper shooting with photographer, stylist, everything that there is.
The idea,
exactly.
What is behind the shooting.
The setting. There's no, there's no story, I think, no competition at all.
Okay. So now let's talk about you guys' collaboration with luxury brands. So as an agency strong in luxury and advertising markets, what do you think these luxury brands prioritize most during castings?
This is difficult. And what they prioritize most, I'm not sure, but they prioritize what they think that their image should be how they should be represented. So now that there are a lot of different model and different looks, they just try to pick the one that for them is the most unique, that can represent their brand at the top level, and maybe.
And also before the castings were more internal in the brands. Instead, in the recent years, like last decade, something like that, around the casting director, that changed completely the market, because now the clients, they just take a big casting director and they bring the big names. So what's important is also to have maybe some specific name. Then of course new faces, that because they can say, oh, I've discovered this girl or this boy. But it's not like before. I mean, or they just do this kind of games like, no, I did like I discovered him for this debut for this show. Then I'm not gonna use it for another one. So it's becoming difficult. Maybe
Yeah, the casting directors have a lot of power.
yeah, they manage a
But
lot.
nowadays-
And the decision also of the. It's not like.
So every brand has a casting director.
Yeah, there are
Sometimes
some
the
brands
same.
that they have internal, and then there are casting directors that they can work for different brands.
Big ones are 7, 8, 10. So the same casting director can follow
Yeah.
Gucci and Bottega. And
Sometimes you can see maybe the same models in
Yeah.
many ways. You can see like copy and paste of the same casting. Yeah.
Okay, so next question. What qualities do luxury brands value most? I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
So in your experience as an agency, what helps a model fit into a luxury brand's story and visual world? Like, what do you think? Like, if you're representing certain model, how would you like make them stand out to certain brands? Like, you can view the examples. Like,
For sure, the personal story. Sometimes in the past happened also to you that they asked like a little biography of the models, to write a little bit biography about their family, their interests. So this can be for sure something to push.
Yeah, it was because it was a campaign that they also did during this video, like interview. So they were talking, what is fashion for me? They were answering this kind of question. So it was important. Also listen to their value, their vision, how they can express also what the brand was wanted to tell, like yeah, they to tell a story sometimes.
And also, as Livia said before, the skills. If they ask you like, can you send me for the casting a video where you sing this song?
Also.
3 models send their videos, and who perform best for the client will be chosen. So
it could be funny sometimes when you present the best. You have to like, okay.
Skills, personal stories, and maybe some looks. Particular
what would you
looks,
say was the most weirdest request from a brand? You don't have to name drop, but
recently was this like a video where they had to sing for a minute.
Or the one with the lollipop also that you have.
Ah, yes, also.
To lick a lollipop like a little bit sexy or
for a minute.
sometimes.
Okay.
Or very basic thing, mostly for women, I think, like picture of the feet, because they need maybe for the shooting, nothing weird. But when you ask to the model, like, please, I need some picture of your feet, you're like, what? So sometimes it can be a little bit weird, maybe asking some things that are very private, but they know us, so they know that we do not for personal reasons, but to get the job. So, but sometimes you have to ask some maybe weird things to your model. But sometimes it's nice. Some others a little bit maybe embarrassing, but you deal with it, and they know us, so they know that it's not our question. We are just asking what the clients want. Exactly.
Yeah. You guys do have so much fun.
Oh yeah,
I laugh
always. What's really nice about this job is that it's really funny. Sometimes can be like you can see weird things. You always can get surprised for you can say what's happening.
For a request, for a situation that happens.
It's like
sometimes can be fun. It can be very stressful. Sometimes you can have a hard time, maybe just screaming at the phone. But most of the time, it's very nice. And you deal with young people, young models, young producers, things like photographers. So everyone is always happy.
How do you guys?
Make a joke.
How's your timings? Like, do you guys start? Do you guys are off, or do you guys always work?
The working hours are 8 hours per day. Should be. But we never stop, especially in some periods of the year, like during the fashion week. We always are on the phone.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Must be so stressed.
And yeah, also because we have to deal with people coming from everywhere with different.
When you go where you try to go sleep,
Yeah.
sometimes, not sometimes, like in USA, they wake up.
Yeah.
So maybe you are trying to schedule something, to manage something with them, so they start calling or writing you mails when you are going to bed. And you wrote them when they were sleeping, so they reply when you are going to sleep. So sometimes you work like, but
You guys are vacations.
that's part of the work.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, in some period you can also turn off the phone and say, come on, give me some hours. But in general, you are always reachable and always.
Yeah.
But it's part of the game, you know, so.
But
at a
it's
certain
fulfilling, what do you say?
Yes, I mean we are happy anyway. So even if it's stressful, it's okay.
It's
How would you say like your job, like once you started, what has been the difference from the beginning to now, like
From my side, that I'm a little bit more sure about my potential, what I can do. So I'm a little bit, I'm less worried. I'm less scared because at the beginning, you know, you have to deal with these big clients or big names, also big models, and sometimes I'm maybe younger than some of our super established models. So you know, you have to approach them. You are his agent, but you are like younger than him. He don't know you, so I was maybe a little bit scared at the beginning. Now I'm more confident. I'm more sure about what I have to do. Also, I know the job now, so I know what you have to do and what the job is, and I'm very confident about. And then I know that if you do a mistake, you do a mistake. If you are trying to do your best and you do a mistake, come on, everyone sometimes make mistakes. So you try to be a little bit more relaxed. The war doesn't end for a model that he will not confirm. So you try to do your best. You are always on top level. Try to stay at your best, but sometimes you make some mistakes. So I'm a little bit more confident than at the beginning, obviously. So that's it for me.
Yeah, same. Maybe also a little bit less patient because sometimes it's too much. In the past, I was more scared also to raise up my voice, and now I can understand that in some occasion I have also can say maybe the power to stand up also because I mean we have good models and what's most important for us is to do what's best for them and try to find the best deal. Yeah, that's also.
You understand that you work for a great agency and that
You have this
sometimes
confidence also.
you can also raise a
Yeah.
little bit your voice with clients and stay on your position. You have not always to like, oh, sorry. No.
Yeah.
This is so fascinating to hear from like, the other side. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's
Thank
so
you.
fascinating. Because I studied fashion design and I've done like my first show that I did. They just gave me models and I'm like, okay, we don't even say like where they came from, and I was always been fascinated. So it's very fascinating to see you guys' side.
The inside part, yeah. And for us, it's the same. You know, you try to tell. If I see how a producer work or how a designer work, would be very interesting, probably from to know.
Sometimes
from the
also
other
have the
side.
chance to go on set and see like backstage, the other side.
How
It's
it works.
really fascinating. Yeah.
Because when I was doing my final commission for graduation, we were given certain measurements. Like we make it, and they bring us models with that measurement.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
was wondering how are they gonna bring public, So must be so difficult. You guys have like. Okay, now let's talk about market differences and future trends. Okay. So, do different fashion markets place different expectations on models? For example, prioritizing fashion appeal versus commercial ability.
Well, what was versus? Sorry.
I will repeat. So,
Okay.
like,
What's lost?
you know, when it comes to different fashion markets,
Yep.
right?
Uh-huh.
They, of course, have different expectations on models.
Yeah.
Right? So, do you think like different fashion markets have expectations when it comes to like fashion? Do they prioritize fashion appeal more
No.
or commercial ability?
It depends in reality because they prioritize their model to different markets. I don't know if from USA they have that image that works great. Maybe they think that it can work also in Italy. So our job is to say, yeah, it doesn't work. So we try to deal with this like that, pushing the right person or the right model for the right brand and for the right image. But for sure, in Germany is totally different the image from Italy.
Also,
So-
the way you present the model,
Exactly.
we just send this book, like it's all the pictures that the model have, but we do a selection according to what our market asks.
Exactly.
So maybe if you work for, like it says, in Germany, you will do a different image than you use here in Milan, because the client wants to see something different.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's part of our job to push the guys in the with the right with the correct material.
Mhm.
So, do you think, like, example, Milan and Germany, let's say. So, Milan, do you think Milan prioritize more of the commercial side, like they want to sell a product or?
Well, Milan is maybe not 50-50, but we have some classic brands that have more like a commercial image,
Yeah.
but we have a lot of high top level also brands that prioritize more fashionable, more trendy look. So Italy is like a little bit other region for sure are more into commercial guys, or Paris that is more into the opposite editorial models, for example.
Like super skinny
Exactly.
models.
Particular
Yeah.
and things like that. Other markets prioritize more commercial. Yeah, it's true. Every region prioritize a little bit, but in Italy is like
It's a little bit in
it's
between. They
balanced,
cover
yeah, because we have commercial brands,
classic brands, yeah.
but also super trendy brands. You know, looks.
Mhm.
So it's.
And everything is shifting because there are also some brands that are changing the creative directors, they're rebranding themselves. So
Yeah.
it's sometimes difficult
It
for
can
us
change
to
fast.
understand what they want.
Yeah, I feel
To
like
keep
this,
track, yeah.
Speaking about this, if, for example, we represent a model and this model is represented in Germany and in US, if you look on the website of their agencies, maybe the book can be different.
Yes.
Because we try to give an image, but in US they try to give another image of him, or to push, give the whole image, but to push a little bit on that side, and we push a little bit on the other
Maybe they
side.
want to
So,
like
this is true. Yeah.
show more sexy, more something like that. We prefer something more simple, for example.
I don't know, maybe
Very
an image where
Yeah,
it's
more
smoking a
elegant.
cigarette, maybe in some places is super cool, but maybe we prefer to avoid it or to not put it in the book because we don't feel like it's the right image to give the client in. So the book can change from region to region, depends on where you want to put the
So
accent.
you guys design the book or you have someone else do it?
No,
we do it. We do it.
Wow.
We do
we
it
have an art
internally.
department, but since it's us that we are talking with the clients, we know what's best. So we prefer to take care of the books and this.
Exactly. We made the selection of the pictures and then the art department will work on them.
Sometimes maybe we can change a little bit if we have to propose maybe just to give a little push to some models to a specific brand. We decide to change specifically the image in a way so they can see in a different way.
Maybe if it's not working a lot now, it's like going a little bit down. We try to change a little bit his image and try
Change
to
the
propose
look.
again to the client and see if this can maybe change something in the perception of him. Right.
Does international exposure increase the model's value or demand in other markets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
and if he was like in 3 shows in Milan, 4 in Paris, then he goes to the US and he do other 5 shows, then he goes to Dubai and yeah, the exposure, international exposure for sure.
So in the future, now let's talk about the future of industry. So with the rise of digital fashion and virtual models, AI models, seeing a lot of
Yeah,
them. How do you think this will impact the modeling industry in the future?
it will impact in the worst way, I think. Because first of all, we don't know what's gonna be of the image that they created. Maybe they can use this image, they can change it, alter it with the AI, and keep using it for years and years, and without using the model. So maybe they won't need the model on set anymore.
Exactly. Like the actors in Hollywood, like for old actors that are going to die, they want to recreate them
Yes.
in future movies, and they can do it. But is this legal, or you have to determine the legality of this one where you can move? And so this will impact for sure the fashion world as well, and the conversation will start coming up. But in the next few years, we will see very these things
The
will be
model
very
is still new, and
Yeah.
sometimes the client asks if we agree to these terms, and we can say if we don't agree, and then they can take off this part. But I don't know, maybe in the future when
Yeah, I think at a certain point, all the agency, region
we
per
have to
region,
accept that,
will try to make their statement about this and their policy on how to work on this. And the
it's
clients as
totally
well.
new field now.
Yeah, so we have also an association here that is the ASSEM, that is the association of all the model agency in Italy. And I think that in the next few years we will talk about the use of the AI in the fashion industry and all these new things. So it will come to the table pretty soon, I think. Now we are starting the conversations, and we're just like, oh, what we do, but how they will use this image.
If you think
how
how many
much we should
people
be
work
paid.
on set, everything will disappear.
So it will impact for sure. It is impacting already, but in the future, for sure, this will be.
There are a lot of them on Instagram.
Yeah. But this must be defined, I think. Now it's very like you don't know where are what you can do. You can do everything, but I think that in the future there will be like a road to follow on how to use this tool. And I think it will be regular.
Yeah, should be.
There will be some laws about on it. I think. And now it's exploding, but in the next years for sure it will be a little bit more clear.
Okay, now I want to ask something personal.
Okay.
So, have you ever experienced any memorable moments during castings or collaborations? Something that touched your heart, or maybe people that you met, and even that happened that you were like that was very memorable for you.
I mean, all the part of the year that I prefer, even if it's stressful, is during the fashion week, because we don't have the chance sometimes to see our models, because as I said before, we work a lot with direct bookings, and maybe they just arrive here, do the job, and then they leave. And when we bring the models in town for these days of casting, so we always try to maybe to arrange like a night out with them, go to the pool, play beer pong, try to have fun with them, to make them feel like they're here with us, that we try to be a second family for them. So all the memories that the connection that we have mostly with the models, or like the other agents that can arrive here and come to visit us, because it's really important also to not just talk over a computer, but to see the people, to connect, to maybe just have a dinner or something similar. But the personal relationship are the most beautiful thing of this job, and that days we have the chance to experience
Yeah.
this.
Yes, the little connection you make with agents or models are, I think, are the best things that touches arts. But or sometimes the story of some models that maybe comes from Africa, from like refugees camp there. They arrive here and they work, for example, to Prada. They see them working in Prada after a lot of job from our side, but also from his side. And this can touch a little bit your heart, you know, when they see them smile, they're very happy, they're doing a word that for them is very, very difficult, and they discover a new world, they can help their family. And so this, I think, it's now a story that everyone's like, you know, when you start from nothing and you get nowadays is it's a classic now, but when you see it and you touch it in reality with guys that are in very difficult environment, this for sure touch your heart. So
Have you guys
it's
had
very
any
nice.
like even like anything that occurred that made you be like, oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this? Have you had?
Yeah.
When was it?
It's beautiful. It's also really nice to me when they rewatch themselves. You can see in their eyes that they're so proud, so happy, and
or when maybe they are all connected with their family, that then their family they are watching the show from Africa from a phone. There are like five children and all the family watching them and asking you if you have the picture of the show of their son because they want to print it and put it in. This is very nice.
Take the magazine because I want to give it to my mom.
When they do some print, maybe some print editorial, something like that, they ask you to buy the journal or the magazine. It's quite nice, you know. When you see they are super happy and also their family are happy, this is nice for sure. Touches your heart for sure.
How did you get into this industry?
I studied fashion at the university, and then I actually it was something that happened by chance. I was looking on internet, trying for a job after I graduated. I started like this by. At the beginning, I was thinking to become a stylist, to be honest. And then I found this job. I liked it. Stayed here.
Well, there is not a proper school to become a booker. For sure, a stylist or other things, yes, you have to study. But for becoming a booker, there are not a proper school.
No.
You just learn by yourself and by having great colleagues that can help you. But I, I didn't study, so I started work at 18 years old after school and passing by job to job. At a certain point I arrived here at the reception in reality, so I started like that. Then I like this world, I like the environment, my colleagues, everything. I love the guys, the models, and things like that. I got promoted from reception to booker, and here I am. So still learning, but very happy to be here. I like it. So you can arrive here from different mm, from different things. You know, there is not a proper school. Or you can like arriving from fashion schools or from a totally different world.
Yeah, you just learn this job doing it.
Yeah, so I just work in a shop. I worked for Stone Island for 5 years, but was in a shop, not in the brand itself. So it was totally different job. But was just another job for me, you know. But when I arrived here, I said, "Oh, okay, I think I can stay here, learn this job, and do it."
How do you, when it comes to the luxury market, right? Like, of course, we're connected so much to the luxury. Do you have any advice for students who wants to work in this industry, like when it comes to luxury or fashion? Do you have any advice?
To listen to everything. Just try to take everything as a sponge. See that everything around can teach you something. So be open. I think.
Yeah, I think that it's for sure a good advice, just try to learn from everything, from the things you see, from the people which you talk, and in general to be very open and to know that it will be for sure an hard life because sometimes it's very stressful, but you have to live it like you are not a doctor, but like you are doing fashion. So even if sometimes it's very stressful, also I think working inside a brand, I mean, a top high level brand, it could be very stressful, and there are a lot of situations going on, and you can a lot of people that screams in the offices and things like that. But if it's your passion, you have to go ahead and just try to make it simple and bring your personality, bring some good vibes in the teams in which you will work. And if you're passionate about it, you will like it for sure. Not be scared only by this maybe image like, oh my god, it's a crazy world. It is sometimes, but there is also a lot of joy and also a lot of passion inside it. So keep it going. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you.
done with our conversation. I really found you guys very inspiring.
Thank
So
you.
I have one question. Do you guys take interns?
Interns.
You do?
We don't decide that.
Ah.
But I mean, if you ask me, I will always say yes because we really need to have two more hands working here. Yeah, we have a lot of jobs, many things to do. Yeah, the job is really a lot sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also a good place to learn also because here, especially also other agents in Milan for sure and the world. But here you can like feel also the history of fashion. When you walk around the agency, you see Monica Bellucci, Claudia Schiffer, and blah blah blah. This can also inspire you, and you feel that you are in a place where fashion is made. So
Yeah,
if you like it,
yeah.
I think
I can
it's a good place
say
to
in
learn.
general, it's
Start.
the demand of the job is it's important. Like in Milan, it's not so. There are many agencies that are opening new realities. So
and the old one, the classic
yes.
one that the history of this market.
There is a lot of possibilities and potential that they can offer.
And also Booker, like Booker, people that work inside the agency, just they can switch very easily from an agency to another one. So the agencies are always looking to acquire new, maybe not our, I should ask to my boss, but in general, a lot of agencies are
Maybe
always
if I can give you an
looking.
advice, maybe in some like beginning of January or September before the shows,
Exactly.
like
or in June.
June before the
June,
fashion, like 1
fifth.
month before the fashion week, because everyone is maybe looking for some help because there is a lot to do. Okay.
Maybe you can start like an assistant, but you can grow fast. It's also a work where you can grow fast. You can, if you learn, if you are passionate, if you work hard.
It's possible to make a career.
It's possible to become a booker and start already working with brands, nice brands and nice models and things like that. So.
Do you guys have like a group or something like where you guys talk about the struggles or like everyone?
No, but we have we keep really good relationship with our former colleague that maybe now are in different agencies. We always are in touch. Sometimes when we meet, we talk about all the situation, everything that's happening. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's also how you take it, because maybe there are some person that just keep everything inside or they just keep their work for them, they don't want to share information or things like that. But in general, it's also how you live it. And if you are a person that is passionate about this job and is a nice person, you can have a lot of friends also inside the agency, between your colleagues, ex-colleagues, other agencies. Sometimes maybe you feel the competition, no, I don't talk with them, no. But we are not like that. So we bring it, we are what we are. So we try to stay Livia and Matteo. So we work well with everyone, we try to be gentle with everyone, we try to be nice. And if there is also possibility to meet the person to meet the people in person and go out to have a drink or a dinner. We do it with super happy so to do it. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you guys for your
so
time.
much.
coming.
We
Thank
had
you for
so much
coming.
fun
We're
meeting
super
you
happy
guys.
to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.